Can you hear me now? You should be able to hear me now. What is going on today? Have I got? Oh God! Audio? Question mark? Are we working? Are we working? Are we working? Let me know. Are we working? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? What is going on? Let me try and figure this out. How is it there? Are we okay? Now we can. Now we can. Okay. I tell you for why. I tell you for why. And I can only blame work because I was doing actually no, it wasn't even work. I was doing the spreadsheet and I pressed Shift F4, and on my computer, if you just press F4 on its own, it mutes the microphone. Bollocks. Anyway, great start to the week. Anyway, hope everyone is safe and well. Hope everyone is safe and well. Anyway, that's good. Thank you very much. I appreciate everyone. It's almost like it's bloody Irons United here with all this lack of professionalism. Anyway, I hope everyone is safe and well. As I was saying, very frustrating. Obviously, yesterday wasn't it? On Saturday rather, the game. But that point, it's helped us out in the weirdest sense. Who would have thought Sheffield United would have done us a favour? And now we are technically one win for Europe. Beat West Brom on Wednesday, and we are in Europe, baby. Whether that's in the Europa League, the Conference League, or not the Champions League, but mathematically it's still possible. We'll be in Europe by a massive collapse against Southampton. So that's great stuff, isn't it? One win for Europe, man. And what a great achievement that's been for the boys. Let's just see what we've got here. No, not Orange York. We do it in a tick. I preferred we are still fourth. That 1 year, you just need to beat better Spurs now. Last 2 games and 6 will be ours. Indeed. Hi Russ and everyone. What result will win Everton for lunch? Shepherd's pie and veg. Lovely stuff. Hi Chris. Hi Rich. Hope you're well. I know I'm mute. Hello. Start again. No need to. No. Pete, thank you. And I'm still muted, but I'm all right now. Yes. It's okay. I can hit read. Maybe we'll just do that. It's for our deaf listeners because they can't listen. So deaf viewers rather. Now we can Hammer's Legend can see me. That's good. Right, what we got here? Right, okay. You think he's a DJ? Do you know what? Right, because I've got this on monitors, so that's why I have these in, so I can hear my voice. So that's okay. That's okay. But if I pressed F4, it will just boop. Anyway, I'm doing a thumbs up at the screen, thinking you can see me. There we go. Good afternoon, Simon. Firstly, apologies for my absence on Friday. It was noted. I went for lunch with an old school friend. I hope you had fun. West Ham, you are killing me. I know, but that's Pete. That's the thing. You've it's your second club now. You've adopted West Ham. You've taken it to your hearts, and that's what we're like. It is. It's just like a roller coaster. And just when we're on the download of on the coming down from that Brighton game, Everton go, hey, we're back up again. It's being a West Ham fan, mate. Lee, hope you're well. Ludders, hope you're well. Still on time, though, indeed. Exactly, we're still on time. Even if you couldn't hear me for the first minute, I'm still on time. Just remember that. Yep, there he is. Just press F4. That's what I know. He's indeed Ben Rama. He scored a goal, and a good goal it was too. And it still hit the post. So Clip still had a little bit. Dunk. And also congratulations for Skipper and James and Fatboy because they both predicted a 1-1 draw. So with our newly little prediction league, they are top because no one got the Everton score right at all or the result right at all. And they picked not only the result yesterday, but it was the scoreline. So congratulations. Secondly, lunch, fresh cheese roll from the bakery, salt and vinegar crisps, double decker, and a fresh cream donut. Again, you love your fresh cream donuts, don't you, my friend? What we got here? Mixed emotions all week, up and down like a bloody roller coaster. That's West Ham. That is West Ham, indeed. What we've got here, roller coaster is an understatement. But Nate, that's what West Ham is, though. That's what we are, man. Kai, happy well. When's the next quiz? It will be on Wednesday this week. The quiz will be on Wednesday. The reason being is Thursday is Mrs. Budden's birthday, so I'll be taking her to afternoon tea. So we're going out for afternoon tea. So it is Wednesday, this week's quiz. It'll be on Wednesday. So we'll do a sort of a mini review, a mini preview of the West Brom game. We'll do the quiz, and then obviously Friday opens us for our last game of the season. Fun day Friday, all the way for the Southampton game. It is very true at being a roller coaster. Good afternoon, Boogie Butler. Hope you're well, my friend. Thanks for joining us. Sir, I will be absent on Monday, Tuesday off. Golfing stag do. God dear. Anyway, what I was going to say, so obviously over the weekend we had, on yesterday actually, we put up a new series. got Game in 60 Seconds, the international edition, where we've asked fans from all over the world to just give us a 1 minute sort of match review. And the idea is to get as many different people from all over the world. There's a couple which were late, so I promised I'll play them. So I'm just going to play them today. First one is Lucas. Lucas is on the channel quite a bit, so I thought I'll play his one. So it's only a minute or so, and we'll.
Hi everyone, here from the Netherlands. I'm just done watching the Brighton West Ham game. I'm a little bit disappointed because I think our Champions League run is going to end here. I don't think we're going to make the Champions League after this game. And let's be a little bit fair, when you play like this, you're going to have a real heavy games in the Champions League. So I think Europe League will fit us better, which is even cool. I think if we win the next 2 games, we're still having a good chance of reaching the Europe League. And that would be pretty awesome too. So just win the next 2 games and then we'll be good. Benrahma was due on a goal, so I'm glad he finally made that one, and I surely hope he makes another 2 next 2 coming games. So hopefully we can win those 2. And about Jesse Lingard, I think he wants to play Champions League next year, so it will be a little bit difficult to sign him. Because we won't be reaching the Champions League, but I mean, I still think it's possible to just keep him with us in London next year and let him play in Europe. He will enjoy playing with us, and I hope he will stay with us. I think for the next 2 coming games against Albion and against Southampton, Albion is going to be the easiest one. We just have to win that one, and then after Southampton, we'll see what happens and what the other teams do, because there's still a good chance for Europe. I surely hope they reach Europe League and come to the Netherlands. Hopefully they're gonna draw like PSV or Eindhoven or in Eindhoven or in Amsterdam or something, so we can play them. But that would be awesome. But we'll have to see what the Dutch clubs do too. So for now, we'll wish you good luck with the next game, and hopefully we'll reach Europe.
There we go. There we go. So as I said, that we'll play another one a bit later on. We've got Bradley as well from the US, who's does the West Ham Way USA podcast. So I've got his as well. So we'll play it later on. But I think it's cool, isn't it? I think and actually on the back of that, let's see how clever you guys are. On the back of that, we had Darren from Thailand, Darren Higgins, who's on here quite a bit, and his son had a little extra bit at the end. And his son's mate was in a shirt. I wonder if anyone can identify what shirt he had on. That might be a good question. So obviously, there's Darren's son in the West Ham black and gold shirt. But his mate Bam or Bame, he's got a shirt on. What shirt is that? If anyone can guess it, I'll be very impressed. So what shirt is Dan's son's friend Bame? It says Thailand thing. What shirt is that? That'd be interesting. There we go. There we go. Just this little teaser. But I think it's cool. All these people. We had John from Vegas. We had Jesper. We had Darren from Thailand. And it's great. And Darren sent me a lovely little message before saying, how much he appreciates all the West Ham content that we and Orange United and Fan TV and Unofficial and JP and Three Hammers and Fulsham Irons and Hammers Chat, they all provide to keep the family, the community together. And I think even more so since lockdown, it's not just in an international sense, but a national sense as well. I mean, I was thinking the other day, we've done 300, and I think I'll talk about who we've got coming up this week in terms of the Miami's 11s, but I think we've got like 330. I think I've only physically met one of them. That's my mate. You know what I mean? So, but it doesn't seem like that. It's crazy. Anyway, what we got here, Kent has pollock and cod, I imagine, steaks and garlic butter and salad for me. We must not take West Brom lightly as they're playing with freedom. If anything, the last, the West Brom game yesterday against Liverpool, and also the Sheffield United game proves that you cannot take anyone lightly, because they'll be playing for freedom, be playing for their contracts, playing for moves next season. So I totally agree. What time's the quiz? At 12:30 is the start of the episode. We usually start about 22, 1, something like that, mate. Hi, Russ, we'll win next 2. Very good. It was a little bit longer than 30 seconds, but I'm all right. I'm not really fussed, you know. I think it's good gone into, some are smart. Yeah, I mean, let Lucas. I mean, Lucas is the top guy. We have him on all the time. Watched this yesterday. Very good, Russ. Good to get views from internationals. Well, I just think it is, isn't it? Because I think sometimes with the views, just the way, because obviously you got America's Hammers Network, which is great, and that'll be on their time zone, and obviously people like West Ham Fan TV, they'll interview English, like British-based fans. Usually, it's on their time zone. I know Peach does West Ham Unofficial, but I just thought, it's sometimes I think we're a little bit blasé to our fan base outside. So it's not a famous shirt. You're right. Peach will never get 60 seconds. Can we get 60 seconds of Peach in his own? No. He'll have 60 seconds just introducing himself to me. That's what we'll do, man. What we got? Love the Dutch. I love the way that Lucas had the Dutch flag in the back. Very good. Hi, Cyber. Hope we beat West Brom. Me too. Because if we win, then we are in Europe, which is amazing. Best international fan, Peach. There it is. Love the Dutch. And Mo wants to beat Southampton as well. Also, we're going to be playing our usual game. Where is it? What chocolate bar have I got on? Not got on. Not wearing a chocolate bar. What chocolate bar have I got today as well? Second is James from the Anvil. Yeah, I mean, there's loads of great. I mean, there's loads, and we've got a nice little bunch. We have, from guys from Peru, Thailand, we have Australia, we have Canada, we have Wally over in the States. We have the Danish Hammer comes on and chats, and we've got Carl from Ireland. It's all great. So, oh no, you're fucking joking me. Look, well, that's fucking useless, isn't it? First bloody thing. What? How did you guess? You've been stalking me, haven't you? I literally put I bought one thing and I put it down. I bought one thing, so there's no way he's going to get that. There's no way anyone's going to get that. So I picked up a white Twix. I think Simon's been sitting behind me when we was at Co-op. Anyway, that was great. That was great. Anyway, what's coming up this week? So we've got tonight. We've got a lad called Stanners, a fan called Stanners. He's an MMA fighter, so I say he's a lovely man. He's a lovely man, and his Miami's 11 is really, really cool. And tomorrow, the man and the myth, the legend, the eyebrows, Graham from West Ham Fan TV. He's on tomorrow. He's my Hammers 11. That's tomorrow. I might as well take out the chocolate bar because we know what we got. So Graham, Mr. Eyebrows himself. We've got Stanners tonight. We've got Graham tomorrow night. So there's a couple of good ones to look forward to as well. Top man. We had a really good chat yesterday, so it was quite fun. We're also trying to discover what shirt is the lad that's so Darren's son, Darren Higgins' son, his mate Bam, the Thailand shirt. What shirt is that? Can anyone guess? What shirt that is? I guarantee you won't get exactly what it is. Well done, Simon. Budden, Neil, Online Legends, Neil. There we go. I haven't got no crisps today. I haven't got no Christmas Day. I mean, I had, so I had the chocolate and Darren's fucked it all up. So, what do everyone finally got? Yeah, he did. He finally got around to doing his 11. We've had, a year in the making. Yes, we've interviewed Ray Winston. We've interviewed Harry Redknapp, Julian Dix, McAvenny, Cotty. But the one everyone bloody wanted was Graham. So we got him in. But anyway, so as I said, so obviously it's great news. Obviously, after yesterday's result, one win for Europe, bar a complete meltdown the last game of the season, and all we've got to do is beat Tottenham's, and we can finish. I mean, whether it's the Europa League or Europa Conference, it's been a hell of a season, isn't it? Will we get Big Frank on it? One day, I hope. He's quite busy. He's quite busy. The Thailand national team away kit. No, it's not the national team away kit. It's a very unusual kit, actually. No, it's not. I don't think the Thailand national away kit has a sponsor on it. No, it doesn't have a sponsor on it, I believe. So no, it's not the Thailand away kit. Nice try though, but it's not. It's not the Thailand away kit. So I'll be surprised if anyone gets that, to be honest. Peach is in the house. Obviously, Peach West Ham randoms. It's finally been dropped. The new channel with Frankel and Peach. Strap yourselves in. I think it's going to be entertaining, to say the least. So that'd be good. Everton will have to get 8 goals to take us over. I doubt that will happen. Indeed, I totally agree, man. Chelsea James is having a beer, chain for dinner next to me. Lovely, good old Chelsea James. So that's good. So yeah, Darren obviously is in Thailand. So yeah, Barcelona kit. It's not the Barcelona kit. It's not. It is a Leicester City shirt, but it's a Leicester shitty. Oh, congratulations to Leicester, fantastic result. It's a Leicester City, but it's a type of it's a Leicester City Thailand. And what is it, Darren? Is it the Baranium version? So is that a specific version for Thailand of the shirt, if I'm right? That's how I understand it. Darren will mention it in the comments. But yes, it is a Leicester City shirt. It's a Leicester Thailand Buriam Buriam star shirt. So yes, well done. So you do know, it's a very good. But I quite like it. It's a quite cool shirt. But it wasn't Man City. It wasn't Barcelona. No, it wasn't. It was a Leicester shirt. It was a Leicester shirt. Congratulate. That was good. That was good as well, wasn't it? That was good. That Leicester got that. I felt really, I think everyone was rooting for them. Everyone was rooting for them. How cool was it to see fans in the stadium as well? It really added to it, didn't it? And obviously, the Brighton game was hopefully the last game we're going to be playing behind closed doors. Hopefully ever, you know what I mean? So obviously the next time next time West Ham come out on the pitch at the Hawthorns, they'll have fans there. So obviously being Monday, back in the pubs, back in the restaurants, indoor sports, all that type of stuff we can do now in terms of the next lockdown measures. So yeah, we're starting to get there. I'm starting to get there. What a win for Sheffield United. It made my weekend. It did, didn't it? I mean, everyone was on the downer. The Brighton game, everyone was on a downer. Not really down. I mean, it was just frustrating, wasn't it? Really frustrating game. We looked tired. We look like it's been a long season for us. I think the strains of not having fans as well really does in the grounds really does play on the players. They don't get that extra boost. They have to, and it's like when we're working from home. Sometimes you don't feel like working from home, but if you work in the office, well, there's people around you. You work, i.e., more productively, in my opinion. And I think that's the same true of footballers, to be perfectly honest. So, yeah, so there it is. Speaking of that, we'll put Brandon Dawson's. He's got his little 1 minute, and it's slightly over 1 minute, but we'll play it at the end of the show as well. What we got here? Glad Chelsea lost. I totally agree. What socks does Russ have on today? You wouldn't guess these ones because I didn't even know what they are. I don't know. If you want to guess, you can get. I mean, if go on site, you do the double. You already guessed in white Twix. You might as well have a go, innit? Jesus Christ. What we got here? What did Russ use his man? Oh, yeah. Oh, like a dolphin's beak down there. I tell you, I was very impressed. Very impressed. As I said, we'll have a those promo codes and little video we have to do and stuff. So we'll have that soon for Manscaped. So yeah, I was impressed. And the ball deodorant things. Oh, lovely smells. Really, really nice moisturizer. Deserves a run up top at West Brom. Well, we've got the Premier League Player of the Month. We've got the PL2 Player of the Month, haven't we? In the same team, we are massive. Leicester not winning on 4 occasions, and now they've won. Not many goal scoring. Yeah, keep scoring. It was just a crazy weekend of football, wasn't it? The Leicester game. First time ever they won the FA Cup. I mean, to be honest, Alisson took that goal well, didn't he? What a header! Fair play to him. I know it was a bit sort of dodgy how the VAR disallowed that goal for West Brom, but can't take credit for take no credit from Alisson's. It was an absolute storm we had. Russ, I don't understand why we didn't put Yama on the last 2 minutes. I bet if he was on, he would have got a goal and go for the winner. Was poor second half. Well, it's why you and me are here on a live stream talking and tweeting and messaging each other, and we're not at Rush Green now. In it, it's I don't understand, but there's a lot I don't understand. Thoughts on signing Seema? I think Seema's a great player. Honestly, I think he's a great player, and I'm not. Well, hopefully, if we get him, be amazing. But for me, don't forget. And I'm not sort of like saying this guy's going to be him. when Arsenal signed Thierry Henry, he was a winger, really skinny little winger, really, wasn't he? And then he was converted into this forward. That's Seamer. Seamer's more of a right-sided player, and I think if they're going to convert him into a centre forward, yeah. And to be honest, he's probably half the price of Tammy Abrahams with twice the potential, I believe. The awesome goal he scored in the Champions League. He's a good player. He's a good player, and so I'll be really excited. And he's the type of player we need to. We as a club love to see players come through, like those rough diamonds, and become an amazing player. And I think Seamer, you'd see a progress there. And the way Moyes has been doing it with everyone else, it seems we brought in, it's next one. So I'm really happy. Are one of the Thailand Premier League teams. It's a combined Leicester and Barama shirt, 2 Thai team donors. There we go. So Leicester obviously owned by Thai owners, and Barima, or you can read it there. They're a top Thai Premier League team. So it's like a combo, like a 50-50 shirt. That's awesome, man. I like that. That's really cool. And it looks really nice. I think it looks really smart. What we got here? Don't forget against West Brom. They'll have that's the only fly in the ointment, Gary, isn't it? They're going to be fans there, so only the team will be up for it because they have no freedom to play. In terms of West Brom, they'll have fans there as well, which I think also that's why. Because Villa got Spurs. Who Villa got? Villa got less Chelsea. I think Villa got Chelsea. Someone like Villa. They've had a good season with a bunch of fans in there. They'll be dangerous as well. And I think, and again, next season all starts over again, doesn't it? Next season will be all dangerous. Squad depth lack has come to, yeah, it has. But I think, every team gets, you look at Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? They've had about 20 centre backs, haven't they, really? And so, no one criticises, they've had lack of depth, and they didn't buy centre. They got a guy on loan, and didn't spend a lot of money on centre backs and stuff when they needed them as well. I think we've been lucky all season with injuries. It's just that when it was squeaky bum time, Declan Rice get injured in the same way that for the bigger clubs, we're not a Man City. We can't put out 3 teams, can we? Really, we know, and we're not Liverpool. And Liverpool, having to play, James Milner at centre back or whatever, and Jordan Henderson throughout the season. They've struggled, and to be honest, they struggled when they lost Van Dijk, and he's critical to them, and Declan Rice is critical to us. I think everywhere else we've managed to cover. So, if it's a left back or the centre backs, or Antonio up front, but obviously Declan Rice is so pivotal to our team that he's been injured. That's just thrown us, and I think it's the same way with, other teams. If Aston Villa, they were floundering a bit when Grealish was injured. And so, it's the same thing. It's critical for us. Great show, James. Also found out he sponsored his Arsenal disguise. No, I'm not Arsenal in disguise. They do a lot. Manscaped do a lot. We ain't going to do it for a bit. But 3 is such as too much information. Russ and his tiny balls. There we go. Dolphin's beak. If could head like, could you imagine? What a head of those up. It's amazing. What we got here? Does Winston Reid have a place in the squad next year? Done solid at Brentford. I don't think so. I don't think he has, man. I think the opportunity was he could have stayed with us when he came back. Because obviously then he went on loan to Brentford. Although he has been solid at Brentford. I know for the last few games he hasn't played for much because Pontus is back. So, but he has been, when he's played, he's done a good job. So I don't think so. Personally, I just think I think we've got, Moyes says it is when he was talking about Arnie and stuff. He wants, he looks to the future, and you see someone like Seamer coming in and being the future. And they bought obviously Alves in January, didn't they? He's the one for the future, and that's what they're trying to do. So, indeed, what we got here, especially Ben Rama leaving. It seems maybe. I didn't think about that. It's a good point. But yeah, as James says, he hasn't played for Brentford, always on the bench. We don't need Arnie the Snake. We'll see what happens, man. It's going to be exciting here. The summer, and also being in Europe, it puts us at another level. You know what I mean? In terms of our transfer targets, because we had such a strong season, people know, we've had a good season and stuff like that. It gets us on another level, and I think that's really exciting for us as well. It opens up the pool of players that we can attract to the club, and I have full confidence in David Moyes to get the right ones he needs for his system. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to buy players for players' sake. It hasn't worked. Didn't work before. And so, it's about a system and it's about a plan. And he has a plan. And so, if he wants Seamer's the guy he wants, then I'm all backing him. I know he's going to be strong. So, yeah. Even if they got nothing to play for, West Brom are still tough games. But it's saying that it's true. You're right, mate. You're totally right, my man. What we got here? Agree with us about Seamer. Seamer, you got the keys to my Beamer. There we go. Russ, Duke's pub was closed. Knocked on the door, didn't open. They shut the door on you. The goal Mo's coming. Shit. Turn the lights off. Oh, what a shame, man. Villa have Chelsea last. Spurs play Leicester. So I think Spurs as well. Hopefully, because of the way it works, Leicester will need something in that last game to guarantee Champions League so they don't roll over and let Spurs. I still think Leicester might win that as well. The fans will be back in the stadium. They'll be walking the trophy round, probably the pitch pre-match. There'll be a good atmosphere there. So I think Leicester will win that game, or at least get a draw. And obviously, hopefully, we win both games and then up finishing above Tottenham. We go into Europa League rather than the Conference League. I'm not fussed either way now. I really am not. If we can't sell at a decent price, we've got a loan fee unless they get an issue in the dressing room. We need everyone we need. I totally agree, James. I totally agree. I don't see the point of selling someone for the sake of it. Someone like Felipe Anderson will be back. And I think he will be critical for the next season in terms of being a good body in the team. And, particularly playing European football, he can play in that position. He can play as a 10, maybe even more so, which I think is his better position. Mark Noble, I think, will get a lot of game time in Europe as well. It's a slower paced game, more suited to his game as well. So it's going to be exciting. I'm really forward to my Thursday, Sundays. I have to tell Mrs. Budden, don't expect anything, a roast on a Thursday anymore or anything like that. So we say, would you take Armstrong from Blackburn or Tony from Brentford? For me, do you know what? I wouldn't take either. For me, I would prefer to go and get the guy Brentford is going to get to promote Tony, to replace Tony. Because if Tony goes, who have they got lined up as the next one? Because actually, you can get him for next to nothing, and he'll, sort of step ahead. I think we can get better. I think there's better strikers out there for him. If West Ham are tied, would this be something fans would love? What, in terms of having the two shirts? Probably not, to be honest. Probably not. You know what I mean? But anyway, I have heard about Seamer. I like him. I do like him. I watched a bit of his old highlights. Good player. Scored a cracking goal in the Champions League this season. Imagine if Antonio becomes an all-time goal scorer, the goal that gets into Europe on the last day of the season as well, and we take over Spurs. It's all getting a bit rosy, isn't it? I know he sounded really shit the other day, after the Brighton game, but football's a funny game. One or two results, everything changes, doesn't it? And so it's still going to be interesting, man. What teams do we play in the conference? So will we? I think Roma are potentially in there. I think Villarreal, are in there if they don't win the Europa League. Potentially our friends in Romania. They're through to the final, I think, of the Romanian Cup, Astra Gugu. So it's going to be interesting. There is still possibility of an extra European berth with Chelsea. That is a great point. Fresh. Great point. That fourth place could still be if Chelsea. I mean, the points are there. They're still mathematically not out of the woods, but yeah. I think more likely, it will end up. I think it'll probably just staying the same. And I think we'll have fourth, and I think there'll be 4 places. I think Liverpool will be 5th. I think we'll be 6th. I think we'll pip Spurs, and I think Spurs will be in the conference. That's what I think. But hey, it changes next day, innit? If Astra Gucci win this weekend, then they'll be in it. Indeed, they will. They won. They're on penalties. They got through to the semis to the final. So Lanzini in Europe, watch out. Swap Anderson for Seema. Haven't seen any voting, but will there be a Hammer of the Year poll this year, as it's normally given on the last game of the season? I have absolutely no idea, Helen. No idea. Let's do our own little poll. Let's do our little poll. Let me bring up a thing. Who is your Hammer of the Year? Okay. There's the question. Who is your Hammer of the Year? I haven't seen it. I don't know how it's been. I don't know what's happening this year. But if you had to pick one today, with 2 games left, who is your Hammer of the Year? That'd be interesting. Champions sorted, relegation sorted. It's all about European places. It is indeed. Russ, do you think we should keep Yama because if it can link up with Antonio like the season? For me, yes, I'd keep everyone. I wouldn't, unless you get a good price for them, I wouldn't sell them. Right, so we got Sufal, Sufal, another one for Sufal. Dawson, Hammer of the Year. Sufal, Suchek, Sufal. I think we're seeing a clear sort of, a clear couple of winners. Carlos Sanchez for playing for somewhere else. There we go. Very good. Suchek for Wally. Sufal for WHU58. For me, it's been Sufal for the last since about I think I started talking about him for Hammer of the Year sort of January time, just because I just find him so consistent. Sufal, Boogers, great. What for Boogers for not coming on my Hammers 11? He's going to be like the person I just like always just like the crossbar. Yes, I mean it's been very good for us. It's been very, very good for a lot of people, isn't it? I mean, technically Ben Rama hit the crossbar, really. So I think we've hit the crossbar 22 times now this season, which is absolutely radio rental. Pete's just gone, he's just someone check. Lily McCloskey. Checkmate. I think it would be, for me, it would be Sufal, Hammer of the Year, Suchek, runner-up of the year. I think the last 4 or 5 games, Sufal hasn't been to his Suchek hasn't been on the because of Jesse Ling because of Declan Rice not playing. That's a huge part of Suchek's game, I think. So for me, I think Sufal just missed the consistency. He hasn't let the side down. I mean, the other day for me it was what's his face. It was the Everton game. He was like a bit. I know the Man City game when we was at the Etihad, and there was pictures of him walking around just devastated. He was doing the same thing at the Everton game. It was really heartbreaking to see, really. VAR for James. There we go. Roberto, he doesn't need to mention. Doesn't he be in a mix? Kieran, indeed. West Ham clips. Good old clips. I just don't know how he does it so quickly. Do you know what I mean? He must like spend all night getting stuff. Sufal, but a team effort like I've never seen at West Ham. Do you know what? And I've said this before in a few My Hammers 11s recently, the interviews, because I've asked the guests who their Hammer of the Year is, and they rattled off 4 or 5 potentially it could be, and then they pick one. That's the first time in a long time I think that we've been able to do that. Do you know what I mean? It's always been, 1 year where I've been Payet, Declan Rice last year, it may have been Fabian. There's always a clear winner. And yet, although Sufal arguably has clearly won here, it's not just that. It could be Suchek. It would have been Egbono if he wasn't injured. Declan Rice could have been in that mix. You could have put in Antonio potentially. There's half a dozen players. And that's Cresswell, what a great season he's had. And for me, that's a mark of a great season. A great team, as we said, as Luke said, I've never seen a team at West Ham, and that's what we have this season. And so, having European football in whatever guise it is, hopefully, it's just great. And it's well deserved, and the team have been absolutely fantastic this year. Helen's just gone for own goal. The own goals, yes, they've been quite good to us and against us as well. Penalties as well. Lookman, Lookman's penalty. That was a particularly great one this season for us. It's I'm just really proud of the boys this season. I think I think they really have played well this season, and they've kept us going. And sometimes they've fallen at certain hurdles, but it's a step up. As I said, I remember we'd always seem to there'd be a situation where previously we could be seventh if we win this game. We could be seventh. This was a few seasons ago. We never did it, and now it's like, oh, if we win this, we're going to fourth. So that's a 3-point swing up it. In comparison, someone was taking a picture of the league table last year where we was outside the bottom three by goal difference this time last year or something like that. And now, we're moaning because we're not moaning, but we're disappointed that we're not going to be playing Champions League football this year. It's mental. Perspective, Pete, man. Russ, will you get Dino? Dino will come on eventually, I promise you. Scott Parker, I haven't checked Scott yet, but no, but Dino will be on eventually, but we don't know when. Helen's gone for 2 check or 2 foul. Let's get Lewis Dunk in the summer. He does a good defender. No, he does. Good defender. Russ, why are there 2 wires coming? It's always 2 wires coming out of my head. This one is for my computer, so I can hear stuff. And this one is for my microphone, so I can hear. So when I was at the beginning, when I was like, hello, I can hear you. So I could hear myself through my monitor. But that's why. Just so you know. And I did have a red one. I did have a black one, but it broke. So I've gone back to my red one. So that's why. T-Felt air fryer. There we go. Good shout, Darren. I don't know why, but good shout. Whoever blows the bubbles at the stadium. That'd be nice. What we got here? Wally, great to see Tim back. It was. It really was great to see him back on the West American Hammers TV. So where will Spurs drop points? I think they drop points to Leicester. I think the Leicester game. I think you're going to get a lot of home wins that last couple of games of the season. So take into account. Hopefully not West Brom. But that's how I see it playing out myself. But we'll see what happens. Moyes as what he's done. Moyes for Hammer of the Year, indeed. What we got? Kieran, so glad he wanted to do the show. That was good, man. Rebecca, Hammer of the Year. Young Hammer should be really. I mean, how many times? He won PL2 Play of the Year, Play of the Month this month as well, didn't we? So, do you remember Ben Ryan was being called to come on and he wasn't there? So Kevin has to run and get him. Yes, I do. I do remember that, mate. Strange, nobody mentioning Lingard. Well, I think, if Lingard was here at the beginning of the season, then I think yes. Do you know what I mean? He's been outstanding for us, and there's no doubt that he provided a bounce for us when we needed a bounce, not just at a performance, but as a team spirit. He brought that bounce in. But obviously, the last game, I mean, all the team have been quiet the last few games. He's still the most. We always, what I love about Lingard is he wants the ball, and he wants the ball, so he'll come and get the ball, which is great. Sometimes I think everyone's decision making has been a bit out the last few. I think we look like it's the end of the season. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just grateful that we're in a position where we don't have to necessarily. We're not scrabbling around for points to stay up. And I think that's what we got to be. Will European kick off on time as lots of leagues are currently suspended with COVID? I have absolutely no idea, James. No idea, my friend. 2 dog poo performances versus Newcastle away from the top 4. That is outstanding when all said and done. Indeed, when you think we've only taken 2 points out of home and away, Brighton and Newcastle, you think one of them, you think the Arsenal game, you think, some of those games where we could have easily, or we've missed chances of hit the post, if half of those losses become wins or draws, where we would have been. Incredible. How much one of those bumper I have no idea, Dave. I don't do them, but they use up a lot of liquid, don't they? A lot of bubble liquid. My pint of beer. Oh yeah, how did the walk go, Pete? How was the walk? Oh, good shout. Well, sort of. Yeah, well, that sort of segued. How did the walk go? Was it good, man? I hope you enjoyed it. We'll do something. We'll try to do something over the summer, I think. Is Martin Godliman still? He is. Martin Godliman is there. He's still there. Bless him. Barring Yarmolenko, who has been our weakest player this season. I don't think it's fair to say weakest player because, I think all the team have played well. They've had dips in form. But, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Yoa has been great. But I just think it's. But it's like substitutes, isn't it? Sometimes I think people can expect someone to come and make such a big difference. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's just crazy. But can you get Ludo? Ludo doesn't want to come. Ludo doesn't want to come on. Doesn't want to come on. He's worried about his English, and so he might come eventually. We might be able to persuade him, but we'll get Ludo. We'll get him on eventually. We'll try. Points wise, do we have a better first or second half of the season? I don't know. Kent will know. Absolutely, Russ Lingard hasn't influenced the game as he was, but the effort is still there. That's what I mean. The effort's still there, and that's why I can't wait for fans to go back in the stadium, because there's certain things I've seen Lingard do, which is like fair enough, So in terms of effort, I've seen him absolutely pelt it back to cover right back when Soufal's gone up for one of his. Brian Soufal was playing up front for a lot of the game, weren't he? Every time he was like gets in the number 5, sort of up front. But Lingard was like, he does a lot of running off the ball, which obviously doesn't get picked up on telly. But he does a lot of running to get back into position and stuff. So fair play to him. Could Odebeke save us millions next season? Quite possibly. The Benrahma header against Everton. Yep. Only down one side, the so-called Big Six once. Yeah, I mean, that's where we flipped our. It's almost we flipped our. What's the word? Our sort of mentality, haven't we? Really. So usually we're always up against the top 6, and we will lose against Burnley, Sheffield United, and people like that. This year it's complete reversal. But for me, there's more teams in that bottom bit than are in the top bit. So actually, that's not a bad thing. And as I said, we'll pick up a couple of points against the top 6. Next year, it's going to be all different again, because obviously those big games, the crowd's going to be up for the big games as well. So I think you're going to see some levelling. You'll see the first few match weeks will be some weird results, and then it'll start levelling off again, I'd imagine, in terms of getting back to a bit more on form. That's the way I see it. Weakest, that bloke he's an idiot. That bloke that plays twist and shout, an absolute cretin. It was good, Russ. Good to talk with so many people about mental health and they deal with it. Fans from different clubs, brilliant. I was shattered. No, well done, mate. The longest walk. Simon has done it from Woolwich to Dartford. That's very long. Defo up for it again, but we won't do it from Arsenal, will we? Not from Arsenal. We'll think about something. Love a little Pete Preacher. What team do you think will come up? Barnsley, Sheffield, Swansea, Brentford. I want Barnsley. I'm not really fussed. I want more on Brentford coming up. Brentford a good team. Bernard Lama or Craig Foy. Craig might come on. We're trying to. We should be getting Craig on soon. Bernard, he's been contacted lots of times, but he hasn't come back to me. I always contact them. And also, after the season's finished, although some of the Euros, a lot of the ex-players be busy doing the Euro stuff, they tend to have a little bit more spare time, so we might get a few more on. Would you buy Pereira? Yes, I would, man. All day, class act, he would. If we end up in the conference, is our first game in July. I think conference or Europa League would be qualifiers to what's name would be in July, end of July, I'd imagine. I'd love Lama, crazy guy. He was never used to always used to like literally run out the game. Like, I don't think he showered when he signed for us. He literally after the game would be in his car and he'd always be stuck in Green Street with fans jumping on his car. Never used to get that. Didn't understand that. Let's do West Ham to Fulham. No, you should do like West Ham to Wembley. It should be really Fulham. There's no, I mean, yeah, you could do something with the Bobby Moore Foundation because obviously Fulham, but maybe like West Ham to Wembley, or we do a short one. We do West Ham. We do London Stadium to, the bowling pub or whatever. I don't know. I haven't thought about it. Just an idea. We'll do it for Irons Point food banks and stuff. Luke Love Lamar. Right. Anyway. Lamar, Lamar, the singer from BBC, whatever it was called. Bernard Lama. Yes, indeed. Right. Let the conference start so early. You're probably out already. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. At least in Europa conference, and hopefully, I think the conference will be going at the 4th qualifying round. I think so. It should. So you think so? Let's do Southend to West Ham. God, West Ham to Westcliff. West Ham to Brisbane, like a relay with fans. God, they're like passing the torch, like it's like the Olympics. Anyway, I'm gonna dash. As I said, tonight we've got Stanners is Miami's 11, top boy, lovely guy, really nice, really look at him, he's a smiley chap. Look at him. MMA fighter as well, so I've got to say he's good. And then tomorrow we have got the man, the myth, the legend, the eyebrows. We've got Graham's My Hammers 11. That's on tomorrow as well. And don't forget, when all's said and done, we are one win for Europe. Beat West Brom and bar a complete meltdown at Southampton, we'll be in Europe, which is amazing. And a great season we've had. Prospective Pete, great season we've had, and I think people realise that now. There's always anger. You're allowed to be disappointed. You're allowed to be angry at not getting points against Brighton, Brighton, and obviously losing at Chelsea and Everton the last last games. But hell of a season, my friends. Right, okay. Say goodbye to a few more people, and then we'll go. Russ, have you had more goalkeepers at any other position in Chelsea? Yes. I reckon I've had 7 goalkeepers. We've had Xhaka, David James, Tom McAllister. We've had Ian Foyer, Jimmy Walker, Stephen Bywater. We're going to do Phil Parks eventually, probably in the summer. So we've probably had 6 I reckon I've had about 6. Yeah, more than any position, that's for sure. I think we've had 75 ex-players on the channel. So I'd imagine Irons United is on. It'll be Stell probably Monday, because Stell does his sort of like preview of his West Ham Weekly, doesn't he, on a Monday? So that'll be about 2 o'clock, I'd imagine. What's your opinion on the lack of first teams interacting with YouTube like yourself? To be honest, for me, it's like I don't think it's lack of. I think it's just, for me, I like talking to older players. I think they have more license to discuss things and talk about things. If you don't want to slag off your teammates and you have to go back into training on the next day, do you know what I mean? So it was great to see Deck on Hammer's chat. It's top boy. But for me, I don't know. Yeah, it's like, I wouldn't want to do a Hammers 11 with Angelo Gabona at the moment, because he'll favour his own team. And actually, if he goes into training and, people, they do, players do take it personally if they get picked. I know that's as a fact when I talk to some of them about, I saw and he didn't pick me. And it's like, oh, okay. Could you imagine how that will just create disharmony amongst the inter? That's the last thing we want at the moment. But anyway, so anyway, SA Russ got a good feeling now. We're going to win. You should have Frank Lampard on. We hope to get him on eventually. There's loads of people who hope to get on. It just takes time, man. Take care, Darren. Thank you very much. Lee, take care, man. Hit the like button indeed. Was at the Amex watching Lingard. Hopefully Gerald will get there on. Yeah, I don't know. Bit early, bit later than point taken. Indeed. Well, I mean, that's the for me, when you interview ex-players, you want to find out the stories. Like when we had Razor, and Razor basically put it on and said like it was Steve Lomas that got him in, all these types of things, and going out drinking and all these funny, and that's what we want to see. That's what we want to do, isn't it? That's what we want to find out. So that's what I prefer. When Mark Noble, retires, and in 10 years' time, and then you can interview him, and then he'll tell you the stories. He tells a few, but he's tied down, isn't he? So no, we haven't done Rob. Rob's on the list. Oh, obviously, we got so many people on the list. Hopefully, we get one of maybe at least one this week. Definitely one next week's already booked in. So we try and keep going. Obviously, in the summer we'll keep this going as well. Obviously, in terms of, and it's slightly easier maybe to get the ex-players during the summer as well, because they won't be doing so much commentary. So but some of them actually take a complete break and don't want to talk about any football until August. So anyway, take care, everyone. Stay safe. Wash those hands. Get those jabs when you get your appointments. Come on, you irons, and I'll see you again tomorrow, man.